Hey, Grand Rising family, this is Chief Kalanaga with another video. Family, it's a beautiful day in New York. The sun is out and I'm gonna have a beautiful day. Later today, I gotta go interview a lawyer about, the history of the American Indians and just some information on law. So look out for that. That will be coming soon. I'm always on the grind, digging. But anyway, videos are strictly for the awakening of the masses, and giving you information to open up your mind, see things from a different perspective. All right, and in this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit of again of my journey, my story, and I received an email when I woke up today, and I'm going to read it to you. All right. Of course, I'm not going to give the person's information, but this is what the email said. Hi, Lex slash Chief Kalanago. I just want to say that at first I was feeling some type of way when I saw your transition to something other than Black Power. But I must confess that now I see things differently, and I appreciate your knowledge and what you have given to us as a people. On a journey, sometimes we feel we have the truth, but then the Spirit shows you something that you never saw before. And in that, you found what you were looking for. You have always said this was your journey, but included us as a people to what you discovered. I just want to apologize and let you know that I am inspired that you allowed me to stay in your space, and what you have revealed has given me a clear understanding of what's really going on. I say thank you, and I am inspired by you, and that I started following you. I tried to post to your timeline, but didn't see where I could. Peace, love, and light. Now, family, I read this email to you again, not to impress you, but to impress upon you that, again, this is my journey. Everyone has their journey. Everyone has their story. Remember, if you go look at a few of my videos, I told you the greatest story ever told was your story. And we are all composers of our own story, all right, of your own song. You see, that's why you have the universe. Okay, it's a verse, one verse, okay, in a big song. So therefore, you're also part of that universe. You are also your own universe. And you have a significant role to play in the symphony of that all. Okay? And you have to know what your story is. And I'm going to keep it real. I have sacrificed so much that I have cried. Literally, I have sacrificed. You have no idea what it has cost me. Physically, emotionally, financially, and even spiritually. And pardon me if I get emotional in this video, but it's been tough. It's been rough, and I'm not looking for sympathy or empathy. I'm not looking for that. I'm just telling you my story. And growing up in the Caribbean, in Dominica, very small island, I wasn't aware of me being black because we didn't call ourselves black. We just knew we existed. Just people, we just call ourselves Dominicans because that's who we are. Growing up in Dominica, I didn't know that I was an American. I didn't know that Dominica was already in America because we have all been a victim of that miseducation from the invaders. I didn't know that. At the age of 5, in church, it wasn't right with my spirit, and I didn't want to be in the church, but I was beaten. I was forced to go until I was able to leave my parents' home, because underneath their roof, I had to follow their rules. And that's the damage a lot of parents are inflicting on their children, not allowing them to be, And coming here on the mainland, the spirit gravitated me to the mainland. I had an option to go to England because that's where my grandparents are, my grandfather, my grandmother, my aunts, my cousins. And I had a choice to go there, but something gravitated me to come here by myself at a very, very young age. You know, the first 6, 7 months being here, I was homeless. And again, I'm not saying these things to get your sympathy. I'm just telling you my story. And my journey has taken me to where I came to a country where people was proud to be black and people wanted to be African and family. I'm going to be honest with you. I wanted to be black. I wanted to be African. I really did because that was what's popular. It was popular. Okay? It gave me a sense of belonging. It gave me a sense of belonging. As a matter of fact, the first year I came on the mainland, I immediately started losing my Caribbean accent because I wanted to belong so much, be part of the African American movement. I wanted to be black. I wanted to be African. And my journey has taken me so far where, of course, I had my son. If you look at my spiritual journey, you'll see what happened with that. But with that being said, I wanted to be black. I wanted to be African. I even, like maybe it's been a year and a half, almost 2 years now, about 2 years maybe, or a year and a half. I started a movement called the Exodus, where I had about 50 to 60 people ready to move to Africa. It's probably still on my YouTube. I was ready to go because that's what I wanted. That's what I felt. That's where I felt I belonged, but not realizing that all that inspiration came from others. It came from others because I felt their pain. I felt their hurt. I felt their lost. And my way of sympathizing or sympathizing with them was, not just understanding what they was going through, but I wanted to be a part of it. And I wanted to find a solution because I've always felt in my heart that there was something more for me, more I could do of service to my people, the love I have for my people. And because they wanted to be black, because they wanted to be African, I wanted to save them. So in the process, I decided that I was going to sacrifice myself. And I gave up a lot. I don't know how many of you know that I used to be a dancer. I used to do big shows. Yes, the Magic Mike. And I was the best in New York, the best, the king of New York. And again, I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm saying that to impress upon you my story and what I have sacrificed. I used to do shows where, I had 1,500, 1,800 women. I did shows in Kansas City, California, Atlanta, all over Florida, just name it. And the biggest audience I've done shows for was about 1,800 women. I personally have done shows and the most I ever had was 889 women. They had a counter at the door counting. And again, I'm not saying this to impress upon you. I'm going somewhere with this. So when people come at me and say, well, you know what? Some of the things you say, you're doing it to get likes and, subscribers, or you're looking for fame. Man, trust me, it's far from that. I had the fame. I didn't have to look for it. It came with what I did because I was the best. Some people say, dancer, exotic dancer, whatever you want to call it. I was a male exotic dancer. So call it stripper. I don't care what you call it because I'm not ashamed of what I had to do to take care of my son. But the point I'm trying to make is I sacrificed all that. When I got the calling to step up and be there for my people, I just stopped dancing. I stopped doing shows. People thought I was crazy. I had a fan base of over 1,000 women who would come to my shows off and on. And the least amount of women that would be at my shows is at least 350. But it was a range from 350 to 889, almost 1,000. And I just gave that up cold turkey. And they started sending me inboxes, emails. King Lex, listen, you just switched on us. And that's too much. We gotta let you go. You see, they couldn't get it because it wasn't their journey, it was mine. And I lost a lot of my fans. I lost a lot of my female friends because I just stopped doing shows. I just stopped performing because I started growing into how my ancestors came to me in a vision and gave me my mission. And I listened. And I gave all that up. Even to the point where I couldn't even pay my bills, man. On the verge of being threatened to be kicked out of my home because I couldn't pay my bills. But I told myself, I'm not going to go back to the stage. I'm not going to do it. I mean, I got offers and offers and I mean, I got to the point where I was so huge in the game. I got the centerfold, the cover and centerfold of Playgirl. And from there, I got tons and tons of requests to do porn. I even got to the point where they wanted to give me an advance. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I meditated on it and it wasn't for me. And I lost my fan base. Then the situation came with my son and my son's mother. She wanted to take me down because you see, I was hacking into the voice of my ancestors, moving on a whole different frequency. But remember, where there's good, there's also evil. But it's what you give the energy to. So I wanted to give the energy to that positive aspect of my life. So that the negativity was coming on a whole different plane. And my son's mother was trying to take me down. It cost me $20,000 in child support, even if I was always in my son's life. Ever since my son was a baby, I had him 3 days a week, every single day. But because the judge didn't want to hear my story, they extorted $20,000 from me, put me in another situation where I was homeless. I gave all that up, my fans, my friends, just because of this journey right here, because of what I'm doing right now. So I'm not doing this for fame or likes. No, I left the fame and the likes to do what was unfamous or what's unpopular. Because I lost a lot, I sacrificed a lot. And then I realized that everybody is black and everybody was proud to be black and everybody want to be African because that's what they were taught. So I started a movement called the Exodus. Ready to take my brothers and sisters. I wanted to be that Moses. You know, go to Pharaoh and say, let my people go. And I started an exodus, ready to go to Ghana, different parts of Africa. I mean, had where a sister just came to me in the spirit. And when I hit her up, she hit me up and she had land in Ghana ready. She said, brother, the land is yours. I don't know what it is about you, but I just have a feeling that I could trust you. And I want to open up my land to you because I know what you're doing. It comes from the heart. And I was putting things in place, telling people to get their passport. And we was ready to roll, ready to rock and roll. At this point, I couldn't even pay my bills. And then I got a construction job. But I was doing a lot of meditating because I was really connecting to my higher self, getting to know me, connecting, listening to my ancestors, to the higher self. And I got a construction job. And I knew what I had to do. We dug out a floor and the floor was exposed and they had beams. Now I knew I was supposed to take a plywood and put it on the floor to cover the beams so I could walk. I knew that. And my boy, who was my boss, what I don't say boss, but he gave me the job. He told me, he said, listen, make sure you guys always put plywood so you don't hurt yourself. Guys, we want to do things our own way. I say, man, listen, I got this. And family, I had a pickaxe in my hand, right? Because I was digging out the floors. And yes, I saw the beams exposed. And I actually looked where I was going to step. And then I looked down and I literally stepped and I missed. Now, somebody may say, people may call it an accident or whatever it is. But I don't believe in accidents and I don't believe in coincidences. I slipped and I was falling into the basement and I tried to brace myself. And by doing that, my foot got caught in the beam and it twisted and it broke. And because I was on the verge of being homeless, I worked for another 4 hours on a broken foot so I could get paid for the day. When I went home, we always trying to fix things ourselves. I got some Epsom salt, put it in some hot water, put my foot in the tub and tell myself I'm going to sleep it off. Then the pain came, and in less than an hour, my foot was as swollen as my head. It's a good thing I'm like about a block and a half away from the hospital. But I couldn't even walk, so I got a 2x4 and I had to crawl to the hospital. When I got there, they put me in a wheelchair and they said when after the x-ray and all that, my foot was broken. And the problem is, if it was just broken in a snap, then they told me it would heal faster. But because of the way when it curled, it broke in a curve. And that was the problem. It was going to take a lot of time to heal. I was in a cast for 5 months. And I told myself I'm not going to be mad. But because of the construction job, I couldn't meditate because I was always tired. I got up at 6, came home at 6, and it's construction, a toll on the body every single day for 8, 9 hours a day. And the ancestors had to pull me up. They had to break my foot for me to stop. And I got it. Because I tell myself I'm not going to be mad. How could I be in a situation where I'm about to be homeless, I can't pay my bills, and I got a construction job, and I'm trying? It's not like as if I'm not. I'm trying. I'm not asking anybody for anything. I'm putting in the work. And all of a sudden my foot broke. No, this guy, got to be more to it. So when that happened, I said, okay, you know what? I'm just going to go back into my meditation. And it came as clear as day. Son, you are not from Africa. You are not black. This is your home. This is your land. And we couldn't allow you to take yourself away from your home or from the message that we brought you here to bring. Let the people of this continent know that this is their land. And so I was in a cast for over 5 months, just meditating, asking the ancestors to guide me. And I reached out to the public, asked them to donate to my GoFundMe. Some people did, a couple of friends, and I appreciate those, but more people could have helped because I was on there giving information and giving information. Everybody who I had as a fan when I was performing abandoned me because they couldn't get it. They just said, listen, we just don't know what happened to you. Some of them thought I was crazy. I lost all that. Yes, I did. But you know what? In the process of losing the materialistic things and the fame and the friends and the fan base, I found myself. And that I cannot put a price on. I cannot put a price on that. And yes, I know a lot of you were disappointed. I know a lot of you wanted me to be black. I know a lot of you wanted me to be African American. But that was what you wanted. You see, that's not what was for me because that's not who I am. And I found myself. I found my ancestors because I honored them so that my days could be longer. So yes, I am of the American continent. I am an original American. That's who I am. And I'm not going to allow anybody to take that away from me. That's my journey. It's my story. And I'm just telling you what's mine. And I am sharing it with you. If you choose to come along for the ride and find out who you truly are, great. But if you want to continue to be black, African American, Negro, colored, minority, that's on you. That's on you. Just know that there is a price for abandoning your parents. The American continent is my land. It's my root. It's my mother. And I cannot abandon her. And in the process, I wouldn't say that I lost my son, but he found his journey or his purpose. And he walked away from his dad because of the influence of his mom. And I'm not going to talk bad about her. It's okay. And I get it. I get it. He has his own path that he had to walk. And I miss him. I love him. It's been almost 8 months now. My son left home and he hasn't called me. He hasn't. In fact, he even blocked me off of Facebook because of the influence of his mom's. Maybe, or that's just what he decided, but he's with her now. And I wish him all the best. And I just want him to know that I love him. But family, I have sacrificed all this. I have lost so much to do what I'm doing so I could do what I do for you because I love you. So I'm not doing this for fame, man. I'm not doing this for fame. I'm not doing this for likes. I'm doing this because my ancestors chose me to do what I'm doing. To let the children of the American continent know that this is their home. This is where they belong. You know what I'm saying? And again, I understand, family. I understand that you want to be black. I understand that you want to be African American because it's popular. I get it. I get it. I used to be there. I used to be there. But I found myself. I found my roots, and it's right here. And yes, I miss my little boy. I love him. And I'm putting things in place. Hopefully, one day it will benefit him. But you know what? It is what it is. For now, I just got to continue to do me and love me. You see what I'm saying? And honor my ancestors and be who I truly am, an original American. With that being said, I love you guys, and I'm always asking for your support. Please support my GoFundMe because this is what I do. This is what I do to take care of my livelihood. I do the research. I come to you every day to do this. So I'm asking for your support. Not because you feel sorry for me. No, I don't need sympathy, but because you want to support a brother who's genuine and have a true love for his people. Peace. Chief Kalinago, I'm out.